Hello friends. AI and discussions of AI are everywhere right now. There are language models that will give you detailed answers to broad questions. And in the imaging world, just a few text prompts can create complete artistic images, seemingly out of thin air. I've hesitated to talk much about it, except in the context of a few specific software packages, but I do have some thoughts together on this, and today I would like to break it down into 4 categories of AI that I have recently seen the most. And I've pulled Raymond into this effort to provide a few examples in a couple of the categories. Let's get right into it. My first category, let's call it the art of speed and efficiency. A few months ago, I tried out Imagen and made a video about it. Imagen is software that cleverly learns your own editing style and is able to then apply that style to similar images taken by you at a later time. What this means, if that is a wedding photograph, and there's a flowing white dress, tuxedos, and a beautiful venue, Imagen will consider my next set of wedding images, see how closely it can associate them with my past images, and edit them in that same style, just as though I were editing them, but with the speed and efficiency that the automated AI model can bring. It's amazing, and it hugely speeds up an editing workflow for photographers that edit large batches, such as wedding photographers, while remaining true to their artistic style. I will link to the video where I used Imagen in the description of this video if you want to see more. You can actually even choose an artistic style from their group of talent profiles and use that artistic style and AI to edit your photos. Further, AI can be used in various editing packages to isolate subjects and elements for masking and for selective editing and more. I'm sure a lot of us have used this option in our editing software, such as in Lightroom Classic, like I'm showing here. What I like most about this first category is that you are truly the artist in every sense of the word. The AI is helping you move more quickly and automating tedious tasks, but you captured the image. You know what it needs, and the AI tools are like an extra set of hands, doing the heavy lifting per your instructions. This helps me keep my own personality in my artwork while helping me get to a finished product with a speed and elegance. Second, let's call this category the art of adjustment. At this second level, we are going to cede slightly more control and some creativity to AI. There are several software packages that will automatically make selective exposure adjustments to your images based on associations to a memory bank of images that have some similarities. In this case, you bring the artwork, but the AI engine may suggest selective exposure and color edits based on what people seem to like from other images that look like yours. It's still your picture, but it may develop a sense of tone and style that you had not originally imagined. And in this example, where Raymond is editing in palette.fm, which is useful for colorizing black and white photos, you can call the shots on colorization by typing in the keywords and colors, or use the AI engine's suggestions, or a combination of the two, based on what you know and what you don't know about the image. Raymond can feed those keywords and colors to steer the AI towards what he's looking for certain items, while allowing the AI to make the grass green, the trees brown and green, and water nice and blue. It's not adding or removing any physical objects or elements to your images. Rather, it's helping you to visualize what is already there, but in color. Consistent with this second level, the art of adjustment, the AI is adjusting shades of gray into colors that you did not ask for specifically, but the AI engine knows that, for example, trees tend to be certain colors. Category 3, I call it the art of the possible. For me, these are believable, credible uses of AI to add or alter elements to your image that provide emphasis to what's already there. This can mean compositing, like sky replacement. There are a few software packages that will do this. Now, what really fascinates me is when that compositing can be done with a second image that I myself has created as the source. So for a sky replacement, let's use Skylum's Luminar Neo as an example because I am currently exploring it. I will have a video coming out soon where I share my full experience with it. But just talking about sky replacement, I can take a bland sky and choose to dress it up with clouds, a red, yellow, and orange sunset, and Luminar Neo will blend and light everything together perfectly. But the image becomes fictional at this point, and you could argue that it's no longer solely the work of the photographer of the main subject. That's why I get excited when AI will help me define the elements that are used in the composite from my own collection of images, like skies or sunsets or whatever I'm adding or changing. In Luminar Neo, I choose my images and it uses AI to blend them seamlessly. Category 3, to me, is interesting, and I am quite curious to hear your thoughts on it. Where you are blending the actual, what you actually captured in camera, with the possible. This guy could have looked like that. Who cares if it wasn't actually what the sky above the desert looked like that morning? Or do we? All right, category 4, the art of the impossible. Raymond and I affectionately call this one giraffe in the office. I'm never going to have a giraffe in my office. It's impractical, virtually impossible, and it's just absurd. But with Photoshop's generative AI, you can do exactly that. And put a penguin on the desk, a cartoon frog too, a cat sleeping on the floor, spilled milk, and a raven on the shelf. Whatever you need or want in your image, you can conjure it up by selecting an area and just a few keywords. There are more practical uses for the technology where you can add elements on a whim. Raymond will show you that in just a moment, but for me, what defines this category is the ability to put something in the frame, whether it belongs there or not, and whether or not it helps deem the image as impossible or improbable to create in real life. And a defining characteristic is that it's no more difficult to add an impossible element as it is to add a feasible element. The AI engine can't really differentiate between the possible or impossible. It will simply try its best to make it happen no matter what. Really, the practical use of this technology is to enhance your photo. For example, in this photo, we may want to add or extend a shrub in a scene, like we can see Raymond doing here. Photoshop is using its smarts to intelligently add the shrub rather than you having to clone the shrub and get it matched up and blended into the scene. Of course, this is Raymond editing here, so it's going to get ridiculous pretty quickly. I struggle with category 4 because you are adding AI-generated elements from training databases of images, meaning you're working with photos and derivations of those photos that you didn't create. And that can be artistry. After all, good artists copy, great artists steal. And I stole that quote. But there does come a point to me where the artistry becomes the integration of elements. And as long as the artist and their audience are comfortable with and aware of that, I don't see any problem with it. I do, however, think that there are ethical and licensing considerations, depending on where and how the image training database was gathered and handled. To recap the categories, number 1, the art of speed. AI is helping you do things that you could and would do, but the AI is faster and consistent. Number 2, the art of adjustment. The AI may use its own training to alter exposure or even colorize images, potentially with some coaching from you. Number 3, the art of the possible. The AI will use your image and potentially others, like an image of a sky, to make a richer image overall, which may include elements that were from different images entirely, but they come together and work together to make something that could readily appear in real life. Number 4, the art of the impossible. when you can ask for something to be incorporated into your image that is impossible, absurd, or very far from the reality of the original situation. Not just a change of sky or colors of the landscape, but entirely new elements at your discretion or indiscretion that truly change your image into something entirely different. I'm actually comfortable with any of those things, as long as the circumstances call for it, you as the artist like it, and the appropriate copyright laws are followed by the artist and the creator of the AI tools. I have questions for all of you. Is there room for AI in photography? And if there is it still photography or another art form entirely? And do you have limits on what you would personally use AI for and what you wouldn't? This is a topic that is evolving very quickly with new technology available seemingly each and every week. Where do you stand on it? Is this an existential threat to photography and the associated creativity, or is this something that can sit comfortably adjacent to creative photography? Let me know your thoughts, and I'm quite sure there will be some lively discussion down there in the comments. And like I said, I will add links to videos where Raymond and I used some of the software that I mentioned today. And I do have another video coming soon, so make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. And thank you for watching.